that all of us have to collectively play a role. There is a paradigm shift. The way things are happening is undergoing a change. And look at what was happening when we were students of your age. We used to write diaries. Many of the parents will agree with me. We used to write diaries of our daily happenings, feelings, sentiments, and that is supposed to be confidential, absolutely secretive. Even our siblings peep into it, we'll take it offensive. But today what is happening? All that we used to write in our diaries, you are all posting it in the Facebook. And by end of the day, you want to see how many likes have come. It has become transparent, and the approach has changed. 20 years ago, if you had asked an housewife to take the smallest decision on domestic front, she would have said, I need to consult my husband. Today, every husband says the same thing. I need to consult my wife. That's a change, paradigm shift. In fact, Obama and his wife, Michelle Obama, went for a private dinner in a restaurant, and Michelle got a slip, and she went and came back after 10 minutes. So Obama was inquisitive. She said, no, the owner of this restaurant was my batchmate. In fact, he was I had a crush on him when we were studying in the college. Then Obama sarcastically mentioned to her, maybe if you had married him, you would have become wife of such a wonderful, owner of such a wonderful restaurant. She responded saying, no, if I had married him, he would have become American president. That is the confidence that is, emanating from the youth, and more particularly girls. And I've seen, maybe it may not apply to the families here, but in the rural areas, I've seen with my own, because I used to travel to the nooks and corners to teach and counsel students pursuing chartered accountancy curriculum, to which I belong basically. So I've seen there. See, when a boy gets educated, maybe he gets civilized. Sometimes that is also doubtful. But when a girl gets educated, the entire family gets civilized. And that impact is percolating all pervasive. And that's why this Indian society has to evolve. And I'm happy it is happening in this curriculum also, company secretary curriculum also. And my dear young friends, now you are all professionals. You are going to face challenges in the world in which you are going to step in. But nothing is impossible. Nothing should stare at you as an impossibility or a difficulty. You have everything within you to overcome any challenge. The power within you is far, far superior than any problem that faces you as you go along. That confidence you must believe. What is within you is much superior than what is external to you in any form of challenge or issue or a difficulty. When an egg is broken from outside, a life ends. When the same egg is broken from inside, a life begins. That is the power of inner energy. And if you evolve yourself into such a stronger personality, nothing can affect you. And there will be some situations where you will have to slip. There will be lapses, there will be failures, there will be issues over which you are not able to surmount, but they are all temporary. They are all passing clouds. How strong you are to withstand those difficult situations, turbulent moments, and how strong you are to overcome that kind of a turmoil will determine the heights which you are going to scale, the glory which you are going to achieve as you pass through. And never fear failure. Never fear any adverse situation. You have to take both positive as well as negative situations alike and deal with them appropriately. Maybe when you succeed, take it to your heart, rejoice, celebrate, but never take it to your head. That is dangerous. Then it starts building up into ego. When you fail, don't take it to your heart and feel depressed, discouraged, shattered. take it to your mind and analyze why it happened, how to prevent it from recurring. That kind of an approach and attitude will always stand by you, treating positive and negative alike. They used to say in Ramayana, when Rama was called and told, tomorrow you will be crowned. And after some time, he was again called and said, you will have to go 14 years to forest, your brother will be crowned. At both the points of time, his emotions, his face was the same. It was like lotus, no difference. Lotus that has blossomed just that day. Some may say, he is avatar of God, he can afford to be like that, I am a human. Even humans can do it. I do not know how many of you read about Arthur Ashe, Wimbledon champion. He suffered a deadly disease, and one of his millions of fans wrote to him, but one of his fans wrote saying, why God must select you for such a deadly disease. Arthur Ashe replied to him, around the world, 50 million play tennis. Out of them, 5 million learn to play tennis. Out of them, 500,000 learn to play professional tennis. Out of them, 50,000 enter the circuit. Out of them, 5,000 only scale up. Out of them, 50 only enter the Wimbledon tournament. 4 to semi-finals, 2 to finals. And when I entered the final, won the tournament, lifted the the Wimbledon club, and the whole world acknowledged and applauded me. I never asked God, why me? Having not asked then, now I cannot ask why me. And that kind of a mindset and endurance will stand you in good stead and make life into a celebration. There are two messages I want to give, how to make life a celebration. First aspect is, we don't have time to do good things. We don't have enough time to talk positivity. Then where is the time to develop animosity, settle scores, and deal with negative thoughts process? And so if you learn the art of distancing yourself from all this negative syndrome and be around only the positive vibrations and thoughts, feelings, sentiments, and persons of nobility and virtues, that is one way you will end up celebrating life all through your journey. And the second one is, again, touching upon the message that was given by your Vice President, be ethical in whatever you do. It takes time. Shortcut may take you faster, but it has own impediments. And greed can be very dangerous and destructive. Mahatma Gandhi said, there is enough for everybody's need, but not for anybody's greed. So contentment in life will help you to celebrate life always, because your needs and the means, you will find that your resources are much bigger than what you need, always. So no person is poor if he is contented, and no person is rich if he is not. And that philosophy, if you can imbibe and pursue. My dear young professionals, symbolically, let me explain. Every human being carries 4 different important segments of responsibility in life. You may call it as facets of life. Let us identify them as 4 different balls. One, let us call it as health. Second, family and relations. Third, the work or the job or the profession or the avocation that is the source of income. And the fourth is the values, which builds around you as your goodwill, reputation, name, stature in the society. So these 4 different balls, every human being is perceived to be carrying along throughout the journey. But among these 4 balls, 3 balls are made of glass. 1 ball is made of rubber. Can anyone tell me which is that ball which is made of rubber? Out of these 4 balls, the job, that is the work, is the rubber ball. Your health is a glass ball, the family and relations are glass ball, the values are glass ball. Now, how much care you should spend in preserving these glass balls so that they don't slip, fall, and break. Because once it falls and breaks, it will not be the same again, however much you patch it up. It will not be the same again. So how much care, time, effort you will have to spend in nurturing these 3 balls, preserving these 3 balls, and how much. But what is happening in reality? In reality is there is a race, mad race to become prosperous at the earliest point of time to achieve milestone. Nothing wrong. You can be aspirational. You should dream big. But achieve all that you dream big, all your goals, targets through ethical means. And that is precisely the message. That is precisely the thought part. So and again, do not disproportionately spend your time and energy on rubber ball at the cost of neglecting the glass balls. Rubber ball is very important because it is giving you the source of income, no doubt. And that will also help you to preserve the glass balls much better, nurture the glass balls much better with the income that it is generating, no doubt. But do not go to this extreme of neglecting these 3 glass balls and think that everything must be revolving around the rubber ball, and in the process end up repenting, looking back, what you have done is not appropriate. In fact, if you preserve the glass balls, if you are very healthy, you have an excellent family and relations maintained, sustained, and you always preserve your value system, in fact, you will be able to excel in handling the rubber ball. And even if it slips, it will come back, it will bounce back. You can always retrieve this at any point of time. So that is the philosophy I would like to, enshrine in you on this happy occasion. And towards the end, my dear friends, I would like to say that, Satyam, when we went to Revive, we used to chair the board meetings in turns. By the way, for those who did not follow Satyam's story, let me clarify. I became director of Satyam after the scam, not before the scam. So you should take it in the right perspective. Now, one of the board meetings when I chaired, whoever chairs the board meeting will become the spokesperson for the media. So when I had to face the media, one media friend rightly asked me, you are all temporary board, nominated by the government. What can you do to this company? And with all humility at my command, I responded to him saying, we are all temporary in this world. We are all mortals, but we can build institutions which are permanent in this world. We can follow principles which will have eternal utility. We can adopt values which will pass on from generation to generation. And they will endure. They will have perpetual existence. So that is what you will have to remember. Contribute. Whether you are a company secretary to a company or you are catering to the requirements of many companies as an advisor in your own practice, contribute. Provide that value addition that they expect from you. The roles have changed dramatically, as was mentioned by your Central Council member as well, that secretarial audit is a very important new dimension and responsibility that has been enshrined on your young, matured shoulders. So therefore, all these, rights come with a kind of a responsibility and accountability. And therefore, if we live up to it, the best reward for work properly done is to be given more work, more recognition. And that is what I wish all of you to accomplish. Finally, my dear young friends, 18th and 19th century belong to Europe, 20th century belong to US, 21st century must belong to India, and we must make it happen. And I'm confident with all your coming into the profession, all around, contribution can make this happening. And there are challenges in achieving it, but let us not limit our challenges. Let us challenge our limitations and accomplish. I wish and pray to the Almighty to bless all of you with the strength to change things which can be changed, to give you the serenity to accept things which cannot be changed, and the wisdom to know the difference. All the very best. God bless you.